Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a reading on whether the situation that you're asking about is fated or destined and how to bridge that. So we have 3 piles to choose from and we're using these images to choose today. So for pile 1s will be this fox, and for my pile 2s we have this dragon, and for my pile 3s we have this gazelle. So feel free to pause the video if you need to, and I will see you in your reading. Hi there pile 1, welcome to your reading. So this is going to be a reading if you chose the fox card. Now we're going to use this particular card as like your energy check type part of the reading. So personality type of the fox. They're very smart. So I'm going to say this as if it's you, because this reading is going to be obviously about you. So you're smart, you make a strong partner or mate, and you're a wise teacher. Fox personalities, they're very skillful in business and make great teachers, as I've just said. You're also very quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Your relationships are very important to you, and you're very committed in what you do because you plan for long term, and you also have this natural charisma to you, so you may draw people to you without meaning to. It's just something that naturally happens. But it's also, you're also a very loyal person to those that you care about, and you stay true to those people that are most dear to you. You may also spend a lot of time with your loved ones and enjoy that family time and socializing with the people that you care about. So hopefully that kind of describes you. And we are going to use 3 oracle cards for the main part of your reading. We're going to get some tarot as well. So I'm just going to stand this little foxy up there, and then we have 3 oracle cards here. So this one is the fated life, this is the destined, and this is how to bridge between the two, because the fated life, it's to do with the ego and what we think we should be doing rather than what we're actually called to do. What we're called to do is part of the destined life, and it's to do with the call of our souls. So anyway, I'm going to lay these down and then we will kind of get into it. So we have wait, it's not time yet, things are being woven. Inner earth, you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. And we also have surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So with your fated life, with this wait card here, it may be that you're facing a lot of blockages, things aren't going well, and all the things that you think that you should be doing, they aren't quite panning out as you'd hoped. And it just feels like there are blockages being put in place because of divine guidance. And it's almost like the universe and your guides and your team are stepping in to stop you from doing something that isn't where you're destined to go and destined to be. I'm going to pull some tarot on it as well, actually, but I'll kind of Should I go through these or should we get the tarot now? I might get the tarot now actually for those. So I just want to say a quick thank you for you guys being here and for supporting my little channel and watching these. I really do appreciate every like, every comment, every watch, because it's all helping me kind of get back into the rhythm, learn what you guys like and what you want to see more of, as well as me learning and growing with you at the same time, because I only started learning tarot when we were in lockdown, so it still feels quite new to me, but you are, each and every one of you is appreciated by me who watch these. Right, let's see. What else do we need to know about this, please, Spirit? What else do we need to know about this fated life, please, for my pile ones? Everything might feel a bit kind of messy at the moment. Things aren't quite going very smoothly. I know we've spoken about things not going smoothly because of the blockages and things that are coming in, but you may also be feeling quite discombobulated as well. There's a lot of choices that you're making at the moment with this, and you might be feeling slightly overwhelmed by the choices because it may be tied up around your family and loved ones, and even relationships, romantic relationships, that are possibly going to be impacted by any changes that you make. But there is change coming, and it's for the positive as well. You're going to learn that balance between it's almost like what's expected of you and what you want to be doing, and having the balance between the two, so that you can really kind of step into who you are and find that fulfillment. And then here with your destined life, the inner earth, you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. It feels like you're being guided and you're moving away from this situation that isn't serving you anymore. It's like you've realised that there is something in your life that isn't serving you, whether it be work or some kind of situation. It could even be a relationship that isn't working for you, but there is something going on that isn't working, and you're starting to listen and find that intuition and inner voice, because the inner earth is making me think of our inner world, where we go to reflect and really learn about ourselves, and just that whole, how can I describe it? Any introverts watching this are going to completely know what I mean. If you have a really enriched inner world where you are comfortable in your own company, you're comfortable doing things on your own and just being with yourself, it makes handling the external circumstances and things that people expect from us. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I think someone's doing gardening. A couple of gardens over, it's probably my neighbours. But yeah, you're tapping into that and really kind of starting to connect. If you haven't been already, then this is your guidance to do so, because it's part of your destiny to connect with yourself and your internal world. Let's get a couple of tarot on this. What else do we need to know, Spirit? The Fool. What else, please, Spirit? about the destined life. The world. Wow. This is a big shift. So far, all of the tarot that I've pulled for you are all major arcana, which normally signifies that it is a big energy, there is a big shift happening, and it's something that's going to, it can be quite a big change, because there's this whole cycle of a new beginning and something closing out. Things are beginning to change. It feels like you're shifting away from this and going towards, you're moving away from anything that your ego thinks that you should have or that you should be doing. And because we can all be really bad for shoulding all over our lives and beating ourselves up for not being where we think we should be, or doing the things that we think are expected of us. But it feels like you're really coming out of that and beginning to follow your own intuition and your own inner knowing. And it may feel like you're out of your depth. You don't know what you're doing, and you're taking that leap of faith into the unknown and just taking that first step. If there's anything that you're kind of holding on to, because in this one, she's not fully let go yet. She's leaning back, but she's not taken that leap of faith. Not quite yet. It's on that kind of cusp of being about to happen, because there's something that's still closing out for you. It may be that you're waiting for a contract to end, or waiting for a new contract to come through, if it's something that's work related, or even moving. There could be something about contracts for you. But either way, there's something that's closing out, as I've said, and this new is coming in, this whole new beginning, a new journey. So, and how to bridge this. Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. It's all about enjoying those small things, and anything that brings you joy, anything that you enjoy doing, that you find pleasurable, whether it be tapping into what your body needs and eating your favourite foods, spending time around bodies of water, in nature, reading, all of those big and small things that really make you feel connected and joyous and tapped into your happiness. They're the things that you need to follow and focus on and really invest your time in, because it's going to help you bridge this gap of closing out anything that's negative or that you've been struggling to make a decision on. If something doesn't feel good, then it's not right for you. It's a matter of practicing discernment about what brings you joy and what doesn't, and really focusing on the good things in life, the things that bring you that happiness, and really submersing yourself in those experiences. Let's get a couple of tarot on it as well. What else, please, Spirit? Pearl ones need to know about how to bridge this. We've had two come out together, the Emperor and the Seven of Wands. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? Because I'm going to take those together. One more, please. No, it almost feels like, oh no, there we go. And another 2. Okay, so just pop those to one side. Right, 6 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. Yeah, there's something about nostalgia and reconnecting with, maybe even with things that you used to do that you enjoyed when you were younger, because you know that there's something missing. You've been living this life and there's something missing that you are now in search of and moving towards. And it could be something that used to bring you happiness when you were younger, something that you're reconnecting with. And it will help if you can, although we have cups and a lot of water elements here, which are to do with our emotions, there's also something about taking a step back from that so that you can see things from like the bigger picture and get a different perspective on it. Maybe even spend time meditating to find your inner calm and inner peace, so that you can begin to plan things and take those action steps that will help you to align with your destined life. Because it feels like you've already been making progress and making those decisions to be able to move forwards. And because with the first 4 cards, tarot cards that I drew for you, all being major arcana, and then with the bridge we only have 1 major arcana that's come out, and the other 3 are part of the suits, the minor suits. To me, this is talking about focusing on the small steps, the smaller action steps that you can take, rather than it being something big and some grand gesture. To be able to really break it down into manageable steps and smaller things, whether it be smaller things that you're enjoying, smaller things that you're doing, so that you don't overload yourself and overwhelm yourself with decisions and feeling like you're not getting anywhere fast. To be able to really break it down and enjoy the small things as you go through and work your way towards this, because it doesn't feel like this is about really pushing or struggling to get forwards in doing. There are action steps to take, but it's aligned action, and it feels like it's going to flow quite easily once you start to move away from the things that aren't bringing you joy and happiness. Then it's going to speed things up. The more you focus on your joy, it's going to speed the process up, and just things will just fall into place naturally for you. So whatever you're doing, it feels like you're already on the right path. It's just a matter of continuing to focus on your happiness and allowing that element of surrender, to allow the universe to support you and your spirit team and guides, and just to continue to really allow them to support you and surrender to the process. There's something about the process and enjoying the journey rather than striving constantly for the destination, because the destination isn't, it's great, but it isn't what it's about. Life is about the journey and how we get there and the experiences that we have and how we grow and learn and really expand on our path, rather than what we get out of it at the end. So I think that's all I have for you in the tarot. So we're going to look at some oracle cards now that I pulled for you earlier, which are just going to be general advice from your spirit team and guides in the universe as a whole. So, the good kind. Inflow with money. You can't force your dreams to come true. Dreams can only be blown into the wind like feathers, after which we need to learn to trust, to be patient, and wait with our hearts open. Every day is a possibility for change. And we also have, we are offered advice from all directions on how to best live our lives. The best way for you is the way you choose, for yourself, again and again, every morning. So yeah, to me this is all about the good changes that are coming. Staying in flow, because then things are going to be so much easier, which I know is easier said than done. But this inflow with money, if it's something that you've been worrying about, if you've been worrying about money or how you're going to finance what you're doing and where you're going to, you're really being asked to, oh sorry, that was me knocking something over. You're really being asked to lean into that element of surrender and trust, because you can't force your dreams to come true, but by allowing yourself to surrender to it and to be supported, you're choosing yourself, because that's what it really feels like you're doing at the moment. You're choosing yourself rather than the expectations that anyone's put on you or that you feel like has been placed on you by society at large. You're starting to follow yourself and choose yourself over what's expected of you. Sorry, I was just having a drink. But I absolutely love that for you, pile one. So I'm going to leave your reading here. Oh, the numbers that might be significant for you. We have 35 and 43, just in case they're significant in any way to you. But yes, I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so. You can also find Leonyxtarot on Facebook and Instagram, and I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose the Dragon card. So we're going to use this particular card as like an energy check for your personality type. Which hopefully you'll be able to know whether you resonate with or not. Dragon is associated with spirit, because each of these cards have a different element. Dragons is spirit, and it's about being able to really see the good in everything, or see things. You're very perceptive, is what I'm trying to say in a roundabout sort of way, because the dragon element helps us to navigate the world. It's linked with our third chakra, I believe. I'll just double check. Yeah, the third chakra, which is our solar plexus. So it's where all of our gut instinct comes from, and having that fire in our belly, that passion to do something, is all linked with it. And so you may be quite a passionate go-getter with a real drive for life, not just in one particular area. You may be very driven in your career, but there is something about you that is just excited and driven to experience life in all of its facets and elements. And you quite often, or are quite likely, to let your gut instincts guide you through life. But it also allows you to be able to see the beauty in the world as well, and to be connected with your true self. You have a balance to some extent already with this energy. It brings balance between the ego and our higher self, because as you've probably heard me say before, if you've seen any of my videos, our intuition, it whispers, and my mind's gone blank where I was going with this, but your intuition whispers, and you seem to have this, that was it, between the ego and intuition, because anxiety screams and intuition whispers, but it's like you have that balance already between the two, or you're learning that balance, how to balance that out, so that you know the difference and practice discernment between what your ego is asking of you and thinks that you should be doing, and what your intuition and destiny is calling you to. So I hope that resonates and tells you whether this is your pile. Obviously you are more than welcome to check out the other ones if it doesn't resonate, but we have 3 oracle cards that we're going to look at, and then we're going to get some tarot as well and some more oracle for advice. But these are going to represent your fated life, destined life, and how to bridge the gap. So we have all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. And we have portal, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. And for the bridge we have cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. So it feels like whatever you are asking about, you already know that whatever you do, it's going to, or you either know, or this is to tell you that every path that you choose, it's all going to be leading back to your destined life, because you're following your intuition and your gut instinct. It's naturally going to, you may kind of, what's the wording that I'm thinking of here, or trying to think of? If you end up off the path and taking a diversion, there's a reason behind it. It's not deliberately to stop you from getting to your destined life, or what the experience is that you are working towards having, but it's to give you a gained experience by taking that diversion and going off of course slightly, but you will come back to where you're supposed to be. It's all part of the plan, and it's all part of the journey that you're having in this lifetime. So there isn't anything, I was going to say wrong, but that doesn't quite feel right either. That's kind of some sort of internal judgment that may be coming up for you, that if you deviate slightly, then you're worried that it will knock you off course, but it won't. It's just going to give you added experiences that you quite likely are supposed to have anyway. So it isn't something to be feared or worried about. So let's grab a couple of tarot cards on this as well, so we can get a little bit more information. So, you maybe feel a little kind of off kilter slightly, not in a bad way that you're really questioning things, but you may be feeling slightly discombobulated at the moment. But that's okay. It's nothing to worry about. It's just part of the experience. There's something that's going to... It feels like it's something that may lead you to something unexpected, although you're feeling sort of all over the place slightly. It's not going to lead to anything bad. So I'm just going to shuffle these once more. And I just want to say thank you for being here. If this is resonating, please let me know in the comments. Feel free to give me a like, or even subscribe if you haven't done so already. So it'd be lovely to have you back. But let's get some tarot for this. So, Spirit, what else do we need to know, please? Queen of Cups. What else, please, for this fated life or situation? What else do we need to know, please, Spirit? Four of Wands and Star. There may have been something that you thought was going to... that you possibly thought was your destined outcome or situation. But that hasn't worked out, or you're quite possibly holding on too tightly to it. Don't try and force anything. Allow yourself to practice that emotional maturity and being able to intuitively know that if something is meant for you, then it's going to come back around. There isn't any missed opportunity, because you are building something that is a solid foundation, and things are going to line up for you. It's just a matter of trusting. You have some really positive cards coming out, actually. But there is something about a wish being fulfilled. And it's making me think of a law of attraction process, where you focus on the feeling of the outcome rather than the details of it, and not getting too bogged down in the details of the hows, whens and whys kinds of aspects of it, but just really allowing yourself to immerse yourself in the how you want to feel, how you want the situation to make you feel, and really focusing on that, and focusing on how it would be to embody that, and just allowing your intuition to guide you. So let's take a look at the destined. We have portal, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, and wild card. So there may be something unexpected that kind of comes up, that's going to because it feels like you've been very, very stable and quite happy with where you've been and what you've been doing already. But there is something more coming in, but it's going to be your decision ultimately as to whether you take that opportunity. Because although doors can open, it's down to you whether you step through it or not. It's down to you whether you push yourself out of your comfort zone and move towards that new thing. Ultimately, it's not down to anyone else, and none of your spirit team or the universe can force you to do anything. It's your decision whether you follow through on that or whether you take that opportunity. What else, please, Spirit? What else do we need to know about the destined life? And we have Death card, 3 of Cups, and the 6 of Swords. So yeah, there's something that you are... It feels like you will be reinventing yourself, but you won't be doing it alone. There's going to be people that are there with you that are celebrating your achievements and your changes and moving away from something that might have been making you feel quite turbulent and unsure of things. But you're going to be moving towards something else, and it's going to really, really transform you on quite a deep level and give you new insight as well. There is a lot of stars that I keep being drawn to on your cards, and to me that really speaks about following your own true north and continuing to follow your intuition and your gut instincts like you have been, because you're very naturally in tune with yourself and your body and how you truly feel about something. So let's take a quick look at the bridge. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Yeah, it's allowing yourself to go through those changes and to be okay with it. Change isn't easy. It's something... Sustainable change is something that takes time. Nothing happens overnight. It's not a quick fix. You may have already been through a dark night of the soul and come out the other side, but even when you've had one, it doesn't mean that you can't have more than one, or they may be... Sometimes it can kind of feel like a ripple effect, like you've gone through one massive dark night of the soul, but then there are smaller things that you are still purging and changing as you grow and learn. And being able to surrender and allow yourself the compassion and self-care and self-love to fully open yourself to that change. It can take a lot of courage and self-acceptance to be able to travel through that emotionally. So let's grab a couple of tarot cards. Let's see what wants to come out. What else would support them, please? What else would support my pile too, Space Spirit? I'm bridging this. And we have the Empress and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's very much about allowing yourself to be in that receiving energy. and just taking small steps. It's okay to feel like a complete novice at something when you're just starting out. If you're changing directions and doing something different, it's just a matter of really kind of balancing that, because if you allow yourself to just be cracked open and surrender to the alchemy and change, and you're going to allow yourself to be in that energy of receiving. It's going to open everything up and make everything easier to just fall into place. So you may find something like a gratitude journal helpful, or if it's something that you already do, then you're being encouraged to continue with that and to really focus on the good things in life. And as you're doing this, as you're beginning to open up and allow yourself to alchemize and change, it's okay to just do one small step at a time, and to find your balance with each part of the process as well. You don't have to do anything drastic or massive, because it's the alchemy is going to take place anyway. That transformation and rebirth is going to happen anyway. It's just a matter of being gentle with yourself, because you feel like you have a very gentle, very spiritual energy to you. There isn't anything truly unsettled about your energy. So it's going to be quite easy for you, I would have thought, to be able to slip into that energy of receiving and abundance and allowing everything to come to you and finding your balance as you do. So we're going to look at some oracle cards for you now, which I've already pulled, which are going to be your advice from Spirit, because it feels like everything is flowing quite well for you anyway. It's just a matter of continuing to allow yourself to open up to it and be open to the experiences that that's going to bring you as well. So we have, what do you really want? Lead your metamorphosis. And gratitude opens the door to all the good life has to offer. Be grateful often for what you have, and you will receive more to be grateful for. And whenever life throws obstacles in your way and things don't go as planned, accept them and say, thank you. I'm ready for the lessons this alternative path will teach me. I trust these lessons are valuable for my dreams to come true. It feels very much like everything that, all the changes, as we said about the middle card here for the destined life, everything is going to be down to you. How quickly you go through this metamorphosis and this transformation, and really kind of reflecting on what you want, because your fated life and destined life, they seem quite similar, like you're already on the right path. It's just those last bits of transformation and change that you're going through. But yes, obstacles aren't really a setback, they're just a lesson. So I think that that's all I have for you, my pile twos. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, and you can also find Leonyx Tarot on Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, I hope that I will see you again soon. Bye. Hi there my pile threes, welcome to your reading. So this is your pile if you chose the Gazelle, and we're going to be using this particular card as like an energy check for you, which should hopefully describe your personality type. So the Gazelle is associated with the fire element, and so you may find that you are very passionate and quite kind of connected to that part of yourself, that drive and things like that. But you manage to do things with grace. You may not realize it yourself, but for others who are kind of watching you from afar or watching you move through life, they find you very graceful and quite awe-inspiring in some ways. You probably like things that are quite sophisticated and like the finer things in life. You may also at times be quite hyper aware of your surroundings, how people are perceiving you or what's happening, what other people are doing. But it can sometimes stop you from enjoying what you've created in life, the beauty and abundance that surrounds you, because you're too worried about what's happening to really relax and enjoy it. So this card actually encourages you to get back to the present moment, sit down, catch your breath. So you may find that you're always on the go. But yeah, to really kind of stop and acknowledge the beauty and abundance and bounty that surrounds you, because you're quite a gentle person as well. So yeah, you may take things to heart sometimes as well. But yeah, you're a very gentle soul and you have a very graceful way of being. So hopefully that lets you know whether this is for you or not, whether this is your reading. Feel free to check out any of the other piles if you feel like doing so. But we are now going to look at 3 oracle cards, and we're going to get some tarot, and then we have some more oracle at the end for advice. But these are going to represent your fated life, destined life, and how to bridge the gap. So we have Forge, Don't Follow, Pay the New Path, Be the Leader You Wish You Had, and we have Big Picture Thinking, Pleiades Energy, Visionary, Inspired Ideas. And to bridge the gap we have You Got the Love, which is Hadarian Energy, Codependency and Boundaries. So for the fated part of this, or the ego aspect of this, you may feel like you have to be the leader. You have to always be the one that organises everything and to forge your own path rather than following other people. But to me this can be a really exhausting energy to be in if you feel like you are constantly having to be on the move and constantly having to do things and to be in charge all the time. It might be beginning to wear on you slightly, which is possibly why you're asking this question. and watching this reading. But I'd just like to quickly, while I shuffle these, I'd like to thank you for being here and for letting me read for you. And if this is helpful or resonates, or even if you just enjoy watching this, then please feel free to give me a comment, let me know how you got on with the reading, or give it a like, as it helps me to know whether you enjoy these, and yeah, kind of gives me a little bit of feedback on them, as I'm still learning and growing myself with this channel. But and obviously, if you feel like doing so, then feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. But let's have a look at these and get you some tarot for this as well. What else do we need to know, Spirit, about the... Whoops, a daisy. Nearly dropped a load then. About my pile threes. What's the word that I'm looking for? The ego aspect of this, please, Spirit. And Queen of Cups. What else, please, Spirit? What else do my pile threes need to know? About their fated path. And we also have strength. So yeah, you may find that you're always the strong one for everyone else. You intuitively know, because of how vigilant you are. You probably know what everyone else needs before they even realise it themselves. And you may find that you are being strong for everyone else and coming to the situation with the emotional stability and intuition, that intuitive knowing to situations. But with that being said, there is a need to find that balance and duality within yourself, and to know where you I want to say where you need to set more boundaries with your own emotional well-being as well. Because if you are constantly pushing forwards and forging a path and moving through life, there's going to come a point where you need to kind of take a step back and see where you're overexerting yourself, and know where your boundaries are for your own emotional well-being as well, to really be able to nourish your own soul at the same time. And with the destined part, because the destined part of the reading also links in with your higher self and where you're being divinely guided to as well. So big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary and inspired ideas. You may find that because you see things so intuitively and you're so perceptive of people's needs and the energies and everything, you may find that you get a lot of ideas, and it's about practicing discernment as to which ideas to follow through on as well. Because if you are very tapped in with your higher chakras and you're getting downloads all the time, it can be hard to know which ones to follow through on and things like that, because they're coming through so thick and fast that there's not enough of you to go around to cover everything, which is where this whole thing of forging and being a leader is kind of coming into play, because you're having all of these ideas, but you don't need to do all of them. So it's about practicing discernment to have that balance. Let's get a couple of tarot cards as well for you, pile 3. What else, Spirit, do my pile 3 need to know about their destined life, please? 10 of Cups. What else, please, Spirit? And the Emperor. Yeah, it's all about taking that step back and focusing on your own emotional fulfillment and being around your family and loved ones and doing all of the things that bring you joy. It's going to serve you well because they're really important to you. And being able to, with the Emperor here, being able to see things from a higher perspective and kind of zoom out on things. To me, the Emperor is all about being able to, you've had the experiences and being able to plan from experience how to navigate life and how to navigate situations without being in the thick of it. You can still be there for people and support them and take inspired action and follow your ideas. Even if you have those boundaries in place, you don't have to do everything 24/7 because your emotional well-being is really important. And being able to kind of, it's almost an energy of needing to delegate jobs to other people. So this can be anything from just setting up a cleaning rota with everyone else that's in your family, in your household, so that everyone knows what's expected of them within a week and who's doing the washing up, who's doing the cooking, who's doing the hoovering, that kind of thing. It could be anything from that through to delegating jobs. As I was saying, with these, sorry, my recorder cut out, but when it comes to these, about delegating tasks, I'm not quite sure where I got to, so I may be repeating myself, so I apologise. But delegating tasks to others, whether that be in the workplace or at home, if you're in charge of a team of people, or sorting out a rota for cleaning chores and things like that. But there is something about finding that balance and focusing on your emotional fulfillment and being able to plan things, plan ahead of time, whether it be, even when it comes to something like your diet. If you want to eat more healthily or something like that, and you don't feel like you have the time because of rushing around, there could be, say, one day a week, for example, on a Sunday, where you could prep your meals for the rest of the week so that you haven't got to worry about whether you've got enough time to do them in the week, so that everything's prepped and ready to be used or cooked or whatever. That may be useful for you as well, pile 3. But let's take a closer look at the bridge here, because it feels like it's already kind of coming out, because you're destined, and where you're being called to by your soul and spirit, it's to have this balance so that you can have your emotional fulfillment and to be able to oversee things. It's almost like a leveling up, so that you aren't running around doing everything, but you have other people doing those things for you under your supervision. But let's get a couple of tarot on that. This third card, sorry, for how to bridge the gap. Because this one is, you got the love, codependency and boundaries. Once again, as I said earlier about boundaries, having boundaries, it's about striking that balance. Although you may feel like you want, there's almost a need to be needed, and to feel that you have a purpose because you are helping other people and being there for other people. there's almost like a people pleaser kind of energy to it. So working on your boundaries is going to be really important, and to know when to say no. And if you can't say no, that's perfectly fine. There's no need to beat yourself up about it. Just try and start to take a step back, so that you, rather than automatically say yes, say, let me get back to you. So you're taking that time to be able to step away, to be able to process whether you really want to do something, and then say yes or no. And if you genuinely don't have the energy, time, or even want to do it, then there are nice ways to say no. It doesn't have to be like a blunt, no, I can't help you. It can be, I can't help you this week because I don't have the time, or whatever, and you can either defer it to a later date or suggest someone else that may be able to help them with it there and then. So it's about having that organisational skill to be able to, once again, delegate to someone else to get the job done, rather than everything having to fall to you. And having those boundaries in place, and also kind of checking in with yourself on where you are codependent with others, and whether you could trust your own gut instinct and intuition a little bit more than what you have been. If you're looking to others for approval or permission to do something, you can start to kind of question that and reflect on how you feel about it and where that's coming from, and what changes that you can make within your own actions and beliefs that would help support you going forwards, to be able to focus on your emotional fulfillment and the inspired ideas that have been coming to you, because you have a lot to offer the world, but it's about having that balance between the two, so that you aren't piling everything on top of you. Let's get a couple of tarot cards for this as well, pile 3. So Spirit, what else would help my pile 3s bridge this between the ego selves and higher self? And we have the Wheel. So things are going to be changing naturally anyway for you, pile 3. Just by that acknowledgement and awareness. What else, please, Spirit? Can I get one more card? One more card, please, for my pile 3s, and what would you support them on bridging this? We have the 6 of Wands. Yeah, things are going to be changing. Everything has its season. Nothing stays the same forever, and you're already... It feels like things are going to start changing already, just by being aware of them, and whatever it is that you're working towards, it's going to be victorious. There's going to be admiration, and you'll be admired for what it is that you've achieved. I mean, you've already done so much anyway. There may be a need to actually acknowledge that yourself, how far you've come, and the things that you've already achieved and done, because of the way that you forge forwards and create your own path and your own inner strength as well, to be able to do this, because it takes courage to keep pushing forwards. So it may be beneficial for you to actually stop and think about what it is that you've already achieved, and reflect on it, whether it be what you've achieved in the last week, the past month, the past year, the past 10 years, and to really stop and allow yourself to feel into how you've changed in that time as well, not just the external circumstances and things that you've materially achieved or done, but how you've changed as a result of those experiences, because it's going to help free up that energy for that wheel to turn. Because how she's balancing on all of these, it's not just one wheel that's turning. There are 4 in the picture, and they're all balanced on top of each other. So you've already balanced and done so much already within this lifetime, and it just feels so important, because things are going to be changing anyway, and really allowing yourself to embrace those changes, as well as look at your achievements already, and that self-reflection. It's all going to help you to support you and to come into alignment with this, because you aren't responsible for everyone. I'm just going to have a quick drink of water. That's good stuff. But yeah, you've already done so much already. Now is more about allowing yourself to really reflect and delegate and look at what it is that is serving you and what would serve you better if you took that off of your plate, so that you can focus your energy in a new direction on these visions that you have and what you want to achieve. Because if you're getting bogged down in the details, then it's going to take a lot longer to get there than if you were to delegate the small stuff to someone else, because that will allow you to expand and grow a lot quicker. So I think that's all that I have for you on the tarot. So let's take a look at your oracle cards. And we have 4 oracle. These are going to be just general advice from Spirit and your spirit guides. The now. So this number 47. So this is about staying in the present moment and being present with yourself. And yeah, it's kind of like that wake up call to bring you back to the present moment. Changes, that's no surprise with number 10. There are changes coming, and it's a matter of embracing those and even looking at where the changes need to take place as well, to be able to let go of things and circumstances and anything that isn't serving you anymore, and how you can adapt those and change them. And as we saw with this one over here with the Wheel of Fortune is all about change. So change is definitely afoot for you. Things aren't going to be staying the same. And we also have take everything life has to offer, the happy and the sad. Trust that you are always where you should be, and you are given the lessons you need to move forward. So yeah, trust the process. And say thank you to others as often as you can. Say thank you to life. Say thank you to yourself. Gratitude allows you to trust life, and trust is the foundation for dreams to come true. I love that for you. So yeah, you may also find starting a gratitude journal may help as well, so that you're focusing on the good and things that you're grateful for. But that is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you, Pile 3. I really appreciate you being here, and I'm sending you so much love to you, your spirit team, guides, and higher self. And yeah, feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so. You can also find leonyxtarot on Instagram and Facebook. And I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye.